Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Evilest Steve's Adventures on False Symmetry's private Patreon server. In this episode, we are moving the what I'm calling our spawn house from our little, you know, grassy hill that's slightly outside of our castle walls, and we're basically relocating all of our chests to one of the turrets here. This is the guess northeast turret, if you look at the base as due south being the front doors. So I do want to also apologize. I mentioned in last episode having some audio problems with my PC. Um, Unfortunately, the audio on all of this footage is pretty much unusable. It only recorded the game sounds and not my voice. There's just a hiss in the background. So thought it's better to go and do an overdub. I have worked out some of the issues. I'm actually recording this in Audacity as opposed to using the narration feature of a Windows Movie Maker, which is what I'm using to do my movie editing at the moment. I do plan on picking up some um, skills and doing some practice in either Adobe After Effects or trying to remember what the other video package they have is. But anyhow, my brother is actually a semi-pro photographer slash videographer, so he's going to teach me some video production uh, bits once I get the time and resources to buy um, those Adobe products. So in this particular clip right here, so we've already actually removed all the chests and removed the starter house, and I'm in the process of removing the rest of the island. And now we're going to start extending the castle walls up after I move the um, plants. Um, so you can see here I've got one of the floors of the turrets in the, this is right above the slime repository. So I'm actually replanting the carrots here, and we're eating a bit. And this is what the base looks like. Here's actually False's torch, what False did to my torch door. So I'm going to take down the little barricade she made. And you can see this is our front door. I am going to replace the andesite that's on the pistons with black and blue dyed wool, which Granny Gamer generously donated to the castle, which is much appreciated, and definitely keeping her in a strong supply of pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns. At this point, I noticed that this side of the castle needed a little bit of flair. So on the left, we've got our green slime creeper eyes, and on the right, we're going to have red eyes, and I may put another shop in that corner at some point. Um, Here we're actually working on the castle walls, extending, um, actually putting the last turret in place. This is the one that we're actually still excavating the hill where the spawn house was. So clearing out a little bit of room here. And even to this point, it is now week 2 on the server officially as I'm recording the audio, but this video is actually on day 2 of the server. But still at this point, I have not completely terraformed around the castle. We still need to do that at some point. Seems like there's too many, I don't know, things that get in the way. We've been working on, we successfully set up the iron farm. I did the storage for the iron farm, which is in a video coming. And unfortunately, we had a creeper blow up part of the redstone. So the past day and a half or so, we've been working to try and get that back up and going. And Lightbringer actually put together a combination witch and iron farm, which is awesome. The output on the iron side I don't think is going to be as high as the dedicated iron farm, but so we were looking at doing a custom storage solution for that, which you'll hear more about in a coming video as well. But he actually decided to change it to a water drop collection, as opposed to having the golems kill the witches and then have lava kill the iron golems. So the storage system I was going to do, he actually knocked out a separate storage system while he was AFKing today, and I got to say I'm really impressed with the storage and collection room that he made. So good job, Light, and as I told you before, definitely awesome, and a little different than what I would have done, but I really like what you did using the different kinds of wood, and I may actually borrow some inspiration from that at some point on another project. So still more terraforming here shortly. Actually decided it would not be the best to have just a plain andesite wall facing the sea. So I'm actually going to put my gamer initials ES for EvilestSteve in the back wall here. Like I said, I still need to do some terraforming around here. I did notice in a couple spots I haven't actually extended the castle walls down into the actual natural, stone and dirt and so forth. There's actually a couple spots on the back that are still stone instead of diorite or andesite. So definitely I'm going to fix those. But I guess that's the benefits of being able to go back and watch your own videos as you pick up little things that you don't actually notice. So here I'm relocating the staircase to the mine shaft because the mine was actually outside, or the entrance to the mine was actually outside of the turret. So what I'm doing here is digging down inside of the turret, and we're going to connect up to the staircase that did exist in the little side room on our original spawn house. So here, making some steps. I think we've cleared out the inventory 2 or 3 times already. So here I'm just making a path down to the staircase and evening it out a little bit, then putting in some sideways stairs and making sort of a diagonal downward sloping staircase, which actually turned out pretty well. So definitely a temporary thing. So I just used cobble stairs here. And I couldn't get this corner, the stairs to do the corner trick the way I wanted it to, so I ended up putting a platform above this set of stairs, and see here I put one in the corner, and then I was able to get the corner stairs to act the way I wanted to. I really like the ability to have a transitional corner stair as opposed to before when you had to have everything with hard corners, or put a half slab and you'd be missing the upper portion of the stair. So so now we're working on the castle walls, going around and extending them up and taking a look from the outside. And at this point we still have all the birch trees in the way. This is before Falcon Maiden went through and cleared all the trees out for us. So a look from the front, and I think at some point I actually noticed that the right tower is one shorter than the left tower, or I should say the green tower is shorter than or that's backwards. The red tower is shorter than the green tower. So I believe at one point here, I think this is actually maybe it. Uh, this is where I actually extended up and moved the eyes up one level. Oh, so this is actually doing the header above the door. So I think that's the point where I'm doing the header, and then we'll back up and look at it, and I'll realize that the right turret actually needs to be one higher, because the this angled design here that I've got with the andesite and the diorite, when we go and look at it, it's slightly off. You'll notice on the right there's only or actually there are 3 blocks instead of 2 blocks, and that's when I notice it. And so here we go, we're ripping that out and fixing that. And I notice I actually made the left side lower, and then I decided to make everything one higher. So, and whacking a zombie because it's nighttime, and right, so now this is raising everything up by 1 block. And still doing a little bit of aesthetic work. And it took me a time or two to figure out what was going on. And for you Falsians, you saw that somebody else, I don't know if it was Speed or if it was Stratuscav, it scrolled by too quick, noticed that things were off by 1, and I did the old blame XB tag from Faltz's Twitch chat. So if any of you guys are on her chat and you do !blame XB, she has a counter set up with Nightbot that keeps track of how many times we blame XB for one thing or another, or nothing at all, but it still keeps track, so it's pretty funny. So yeah, just extending the walls up here, cleaning up the back, and I think this ended up taking, this was about 2.5 hours of video that I've condensed. I've done some cuts, and some of this is 4x speed, some of it's at 8, just to, condense things down. And like I said, I'm trying to get as much video content out as I can, and I need to start doing more live streams as well. So I'm trying to find a good mix of building on camera versus speeding things up with either narration or music behind it. I feel like if it's maybe 2 minutes or less, I can do music with a little bit of narration, if that. But anything, I mean, like this is 15 minutes basically of sped up video, and here I'm digging out where I'm going to relocate the farms to. But I feel like 15 minutes of just straight speed with music playing over it is not really that interesting. So like I said, I figure some commentary is nice, and we can talk about things. And there's really not anything intricate going on here. So if it's a redstone build or like work on the slime farm or the storage systems, obviously I'll try and narrate that as I do it. And like I said earlier, obviously, once I work out my audio issues, hopefully that should be better as well. I think like I said, I've got most of it sorted. I did order a new motherboard and processor, which should let me do 1080p at 60 frames as opposed to just 720. So I've got to get that box going, and hopefully that will resolve both the audio issues that I'm having as well as being able to produce a higher quality video. So we're almost done here. I'm putting up torches and getting ready to fill in the trench for where we relocated our carrots and pumpkins to. So I'm going to till the soil here in a second, plant the carrots on the back and the pumpkins on the front. And that'll about wrap it up for this episode as soon as we throw the pumpkins in the ground. So definitely appreciate you guys hanging out and seeing the progress on the base. And I've got 3 other episodes already recorded. I just need to do the editing, so I'll probably upload those or edit and upload those at some point this week. So appreciate everybody hanging out, and I will see you guys next time.